ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Om. Dear friends, we completed the 16th shloka in the last class. That is, karmanas sukrtasyahu satvikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasah phalam. So the overall context is that we are discussing the gunas, the three gunas, and their impact. What type of say personality types these three gunas they constitute. So that is what we have been seeing, and what is the impact of these gunas on the human being. So let us read this 17th shloka. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajaso lobha cha pramadamohau tamaso bhavato jnanameva cha. So now, what is the result of this sattvam? What is the result of rajas and what is the result of tamas? So that is the subject in this particular shloka. So even the earlier shloka told in a slightly different way. So earlier shloka told about this sattva gives you the rightness, say nirmalam phalam, rajoguna gives dukkham, ajnanam is the result of say tamoguna. In slightly different words, this particular shloka is saying Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. We know what is sattva. Sattva is tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam. It is of the nature of prakashakam. Prakashakam means that which is characterized by purity of mind, purity of heart. Nirmalatvam, prakashakam basically means that which is capable of reflecting that supreme consciousness. So that is it, that enables that chaitanya pratiphalanam. So that is the characteristic of sattva. So therefore sattvat sanjayate jnanam. So sattva guna is one which can lead you to jnana. Here of course not directly Brahma jnana, here it is Shastra jnana. We have to take it as Shastra jnana because sattva is not directly leading to Brahma jnana unless say you go through that Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. But then this sattva is something which is of a superior nature and which is basic prerequisite. This nirmalatvam, this purity is the basic prerequisite for pursuing any further thing. So this is something which can produce jnana. It has the potential to give you Brahma jnana, but even otherwise it will give you some jnana. It can be any Vishaya jnana. So sattva sanjayate jnanam. Then rajasaha lobha evacha. And then sattva also we saw that sattva is something sukha sangena badnati, jnana sangena chanagha, sukha sangena badnati. So it makes you bogged down, rather it makes you bogged down with some sukha. You are happy to do some good things and then you are happy to do your sandhyavandana, devatarchana, your pujas or some other good deeds, some yajna, dana, etc., and then you are happy with that. So which means that you are not bothered about the superior type of happiness. You are content with a smaller type of a lower level of happiness, or content with some lollipop when there is a bigger treasure waiting for you. So you have forgotten that bigger treasure and you are now happy with your own small little say thing which you are having. So that is the way in which sattva is actually binding us. It is binding us with sukha sangha and also jnana sangha. So this sattvat sanjayate jnanam. So this jnanam is also giving you some happiness. I am jnani, I am a learned man, I am so scholarly. All these scholarly accomplishments will be there, which give you a lot of ego satisfaction, and you don't want to move away from that happy state. We don't want to go to a guru, leaving this particular happy state of intellectual accomplishments. So that is our problem. So rajasaha lobha evacha. This rajoguna, lobha, we know what is this lobha. Tyaga asahishnuta, we read that you are unable to part with anything and you are not satiated, you are not satisfied even after acquiring so many things. That acquisitive tendency which is there either in a human being or in a society. So we were discussing the present day, say, ethics. The present day ethics is, unless you are aggressive, unless you are acquisitive, you are not supposed to be fit for a job. Unless you say proclaim your all your virtues, and then you say that you are highly competitive, and then you are highly say ambitious in nature. So ambition is something which is the antithetical to sattva, but that is what is required to be written in your CV. So rajoguna is the thing which is most sought after now. Rajasaha lobhayevacha, and then this lobha ultimately is going to lead you to unhappiness. Lobha is basically leading us to unhappiness only, because you are trying to acquire more and more things. So if we see say for example, say in Western society, if we see the development of that society, up to 15th or 16th century, the society was rather contented. Their Western society also, they were fairly contented type of people. From 16th century, the so-called Renaissance, so that created this, this tendency to acquire, the tendency to conquer. So all the seeds of imperialism, they started from that time. So they started invading all places, acquiring, wealth. So this is the acquisitive tendency. And then in fact one sociologist, I mentioned his name also earlier, one sociologist named Weber, Max Weber, he actually wrote a book, analyzing the impact of ethics, the impact or influence rather, the influence of religion and ethics on a society's attitude towards wealth. So an Indian society has a particular attitude to wealth. A Western society has another type of attitude to wealth. So that Max Weber, he studied Indians in Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, etc., etc. And then he wrote that Hindus are really, basically, these are all otherworldly people. They are not fit for business. Their interest is not in business. So that is, of course, he had very narrow vision of Hinduism, because he has totally forgotten how the Hindu traders, they went to Southeast Asia and then spread the entire Indian culture there in most of the Southeast Asian countries. So that, of course, that was forgotten, because in the Indian system, a philosopher was doing his job, a businessman was doing his job, a warrior was doing his job. So nothing prevented these business people from going out and then conducting business elsewhere. So anyway, he talks about the Western society, and then he says that their ethic, the Protestant ethic, is in tune with the spirit of capitalism. In fact, he wrote a very big text called Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. So he said that Protestant ethic is very much in tune with capitalism, and they are just perfectly married. So that is how he supported the capitalist tendencies. So that is one way. So the Rajasaha Lobhayevacha, Rajas is leading to that. So it is basically a society which is characterized by Rajoguna. And according to Weber himself, Hindu society is something which is characterized by Sattva Guna. So that is what we can take. Then we also hear about what is called the happiness index versus development index. So in the case of Rajoguna, you talk about a development index. There may be so-called materialistic development, but there may not be happiness in there. But then happiness index, if you see, the happiness index in India is much more. A person who is staying in some small little house, he may be more happy than somebody who is staying in a much bigger place, in a bigger environment in some other country. So there is a happiness index versus development index. So Rajasaha Lobhayevacha, we have to see all these angles. Then Pramada Mohau Tamasaha. Pramada and Moha, they are born of Tamas, Tamoguna. Tamasaha means from Tamoguna. These things are born, Pramada and Moha. This Sanjayate has to be applied to all these things. Sattva Sanjayate Jnanam, Rajasaha Sanjayate Lobhaha, Pramada Mohau Tamasaha Sanjayate, because this is Dvivachana. Then Bhavataha, so Tamasaha Bhavataha. Bhavataha means they arise. Bhavati Bhavataha, this is the dual number, Bhavataha. Ajnanam Evacha, and also Ajnana. Not only this Pramada and Moha, but also Ajnana. So Ajnana means totally wrong perception. So that is the shloka. Let us see the bhashyam. Satvat labdhatmakat sanjayate samutpadyate jnanam rajasaha lobha eva cha pramada mohau cha ubhau tamaso bhavatah ajnanameva cha bhavati. Okay. So here say satvat labdhatmakat. What is labdhatmakat? Labdhatmakat means having subdued this rajas, rajoguna and tamoguna, it has become predominant. So that is labdhatmakam. So it has asserted itself. Sattvam, labdhatmakam means it has asserted itself. Asserting itself how? By subduing or by subordinating this rajoguna and tamoguna. So sattvat labdhatmakat, that is the uprising of sattva, let us say, the uprising of sattva by subordinating this rajoguna and tamoguna. So at that time, sanjayate samutpadyate jnanam. So jnanam here does not mean brahma jnanam. It is relating to various other types of jnana, because for all types of jnana also this sattva guna is required. Then rajasaha lobha evacha. From this rajas only lobha, that is greed, avarice, acquisitiveness. Then pramada mohaucha ubhau. Pramada is anavadhanata, inadvertence, negligence, all these things, and also indolence. Pramada mohau. Moha is modhatvam, foolishness. Bhavataha tamasaha bhavataha ajnanam evacha bhavati. So here of course yesterday also I pointed out one thing. This tamasa karma also means adharma karma. Tamasam tamasaha tamasasya karmanaha adharmasya phalam. So tamas also is equated to adharma. Adharma means criminal activity, prohibited thing, doing prohibited things. Prohibited things means criminal, in other words, criminal activity. So you have seen sattva guna in one place, rajoguna in another thing, acquisitiveness. Tamoguna is also associated with adharma, criminal activity. Rajoguna also can be associated with adharma, criminal activity, because if you take the example of a person like Ravanasura, he is having both rajoguna and tamoguna. So criminal activity is very much there, and then aggressiveness in that criminal activity. So that is it. Then next shloka, urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha madhye tishtanti rajasaha jaghanya guna vruttastha adho gachanti tamasaha. So what is their travel, or what is their destination? Where will they go? So that is being talked about in this thing. Sattvasthaha means those who are in sattva. Sattva gune sthitaha sattvasthaha. But where do they go? Then rajasaha, rajogune ye tishtanti, where do they go? Then tamasaha, tamogune ye tishtanti, where do they go? So that is the question. Where, what is their destination? Where, what is in store for them, let us say. So urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha. Urdhvam, we know. Urdhvam means above. Above means some superior lokas, some higher lokas. So that is what they do attain. It is something, when we say we use the word urdhvam, we are using this relative urdhvam. We are not referring to any moksha or anything like that. We are only referring to some devalokas, various types of devalokas, because of this sattva guna. These are the people who have done all various types of yajnas, yagas, pujas, upasanas and whatnot, and then who go to some loka, some devaloka. So those are the things. Then urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha. Then loka, again we have to always remember, lokyate anubhuyate iti lokaha. Not that there is some sort of three-dimensional thing which is there up above, hanging in the sky like balloons. This is something which is a happy state of existence. Then sattvasthaha. Then madhye tishtanti rajasaha. Rajasaha, in those in whom this rajoguna is predominant, they are the rajasaha. So they madhye tishtanti, they are in between. Madhye, in between. Tishtanti, where in between means higher lokas and also lower lokas. In between is the earth only. In between is this world. In this world they are born as humans. So that is the thing. Then jaghanya guna vrutasthaha. Guna vrutta. Jaghanya guna, jaghanya vrutta. Jaghanya means lowly, base, say mean, that is the meaning of Jaghanya. You know the word Jaghana? Jaghana you don't know. Jaghana means this hip portion or loins as we call it, hip and loins, that portion is called the Jaghana. So something relating to Jaghana is Jaghanya. So all types of immoral activities are done by this Jaghana portion only, isn't it? So this Jaghana, in fact there is in Sanskrita literature there is a Vrutta. Vrutta, you know what is a Vrutta? In prosody, there are so many things, Shardula, Matteva, so on, so they are called the Vruttas. So many, meters, different meters. So there is a meter called Jaghana Chapala. Jaghana Chapala means, a highly, Jaghana Chapala refers to someone who is, highly immoral in his or her behavior. Jaghana Chapalaha, if it is the case of a man, Jaghana Chapala is the case of a female. So there is a Vruttam called Jaghana Chapala because that rhyme, it moves like that. It moves in a very funny way. So Jaghanya is something relating to Jaghana. Jaghanya, both it is derived from the root Hana. Hana Dhatu, it becomes Jaghana. So Jaghana is that portion of the human body which represents various, that is the place from where various immoral ideas also come, isn't it? So Jaghanya Guna. Jaghanya Guna means something which is lowly, base, mean. So that is the mean, Guna. And then Guna, Jaghanya Vrutta. Guna is simply thinking, having the tendency. Vrutta means also putting it in practice. Jaghanya Guna Vrutasthaha. Vrutta, activity. Jaghanya Guna Vrutasthaha, their activity. They put it in practice. They have such tendency and they also put it in practice. So that is something which is immoral. Let us say Jaghanya, you can note it as immoral. Immoral Guna Vrutasthaha. They have that Guna, they also put it in practice. So they Adho Gachanti Tamasaha. Adhaha means lowly worlds, lowly, and then lower worlds as we call it, lower worlds, the nether worlds, that is what we say. These are the things, Adho Gachanti Tamasaha. Those who stay in Tamo Guna, they are basically people who are indulging in sensual pleasures, Jaghanya Guna, people who indulge in sensual pleasures, and then Jaghanya Guna Vrutasthaha Adho Gachanti Tamasaha. This is the meaning. Then let us see. Urdhvam Gachanti Devalokadishu Utpadyante Satvasthaha Satvaguna Vrutasthaha Madhye Tishtanti Manusheshu Utpadyante Rajasaha. Okay. Urdhvam Gachanti, where Devalokadishu Utpadyante. Devaloka, Pitruloka, various other lokas are there. Adishu, in such lokas, Utpadyante. These people, they, after the fall of the body, they achieve those states of existence. So that is Devalokadishu Utpadyante. They achieve those states of existence.
Earlier you mentioned about Uttara Marga. So it can be Uttara Marga?
Uttara Marga, you see, when it is associated with that Upasana, then it leads to Brahmaloka. That is a different thing. Devayana, Pitruyana in the thing, when you are associating it with that Upasana, Hiranyagarbha Upasana or Pranopasana, that is the thing which is the Uttara Marga. So here it is some simple Upasana. You do some simple Upasana of some deity and then you are happy with that. So you are not contemplating on that Hiranyagarbha Upasana. Hiranyagarbha, which is Sarvalokatma, Sarvadevatmaka. So that is the picture of Hiranyagarbha. In other words, he is also called Ishvara, depending on that Maya Chinna Chaitanya. So when you are doing Upasana on that is supposed to take you to a place from where there is no return. So Devalokadishu Utpadyante Satvasthaha Sattva Guna Vrutasthaha. Sattva Guna Vrutta. Sattva Guna means that Guna is there in his nature, and Vrutti means he is also putting it in practice. Sattva Vrutta. Vrutta means character. Actually Vrutta actually means character. Vruttam. So Sattva Vrutasthaha, in that character, their behavior, their how they conduct themselves, their activity, their whole activity. Then Madhye Tishtanti Manusheshu Utpadyante Rajasa, among human beings, because we are a mixture of both good and evil. So that is it. Then Jaghanya Guna Vrutasthaha,
जगन्यगुणवृत्तस्थः
जघन्यश्च असौ गुणश्च
जगन्यश्च असौ गुणश्च
जघन्यगुणः
जघन्यगुणः
तमः
तमः
तस्य वृत्तं
तस्य वृत्तं
निद्रालस्यादि
निद्रालस्यादि
तस्मिन् स्थिता जघन्यगुणवृत्तस्था मूढाः
तस्मिन् स्थिताः जगन्यगुणवृत्तस्थाः मूढाः
अधो गच्छन्ति पश्वादिषु उत्पद्यन्ते तामसाः.
पश्वादिषु उत्पद्यन्ते तामसाः.
So Jaghanya is explaining the meaning of Jaghanya. Jaghanya is derived from Jaghana. Jaghanyascha asau gunascha. So it is Jaghanya and also Guna. So that is why it is called Jaghanya Guna. Jaghanya Shankaracharya is using in the sense as immoral, lowly, base, mean. So in that meaning he is using. Jaghanyascha asau gunascha, Jaghanya Guna. That is the lowest of all. What is that? Tamasaha, Tamaha. Tamo Guna is that Jaghanya Guna. Then which is something which is despicable or despicable, contemptible. Then Tamaha. Tasya Vruttam Nidya Nidra Alasyadi. Tasya Vruttam. That is activity which is inspired by that Tamoguna is Nidra Alasya Adi. Nidra Alasya Pramada Moha Delusion Adi. Then Tasmin Sthitaha. In that Tamoguna Sthitaha, those who are established in that Tamoguna, predominantly that Tamoguna where it is manifesting, such people, Jaghanya Guna Vruttasthaha Moodhaha, they are the deluded people, they are oblivious of the self, they are oblivious of the higher self. So such people, Adho Gachanti, Adhaha Gachanti means they go down, go up, even even normal words, the fellow has gone down, gone up, something like that. Pashvadishu utpadyante. So their destiny is to be born as lower animals, all types of lower animals, which are being kicked about, which are being slaughtered, so that type of animals. Then, Purushasya Prakrutistattva Rupena मिथ्याज्ञानेन युक्तस्य भोग्येषु गुणेषु सुख दुःख मोहात्मकेषु सुखी दुःखी मूढोऽहमस्मि इत्येवं रूपः यः संगः तत्कारणं पुरुषस्य सदसद्योनिजन्म प्राप्तिलक्षणस्य संसारस्य प्राप्तिलक्षणस्य संसारस्य इति समासेन पूर्वाध्याये यदुक्तम् तदिह सत्वं रजस्तम इति गुणाः प्रकृतिसंभवाः इत्यारभ्य गुणस्वरूपं गुणवृत्तं स्ववृत्तेन च गुणानां बन्धकत्वं गुणवृत्तनिबद्धस्य पुरुषस्य या गतिः इत्येतत् सर्वं मिथ्याज्ञानम् अज्ञानमूलं च there is a long avatarika. इत्येतत् सर्वं मिथ्याज्ञानम् अज्ञानमूलं च बन्धकारणं विस्तरेण उक्त्वा अधुना सम्यक् दर्शनान् मोक्षो वक्तव्यः इत्याह भगवान् नान्यमिति. So the next shloka is starting with the word na anyam gunebhyah kartaram. So till now, that is till about 18th shloka, we have seen the meanings of what is the definitions of gunas, what is their impact on the humankind, and then what type of personalities it is creating, and what is the destiny which is in store for them. So this is what we saw. But now the subject is slightly shifting. The subject is shifting to samyak darshanan moksho vaktavyaha. So after all, we know that this is the sadhana shatkam. Sadhana shatka, we have to understand the disease and then we have to get rid of the disease. So for getting rid of the disease, we have to do some sadhana, we have to take some medicine. So what is the medicine? That medicine is going to be told now. So the roga has been described, the disease has been described. The sattva, rajas, tamoguna, what is their nature, how do they tempt us, how do they bind us. So all these things it has been told. Then how to get over them, so that has to be told. So from now the subject is shifting to that particular portion where you have to get over. In order to get over, you have to follow some pathyam. So that pathyam, that you have to take some medicine and follow that pathyam, that is being told. So let me read. Purushasya prakrutisthatva rupena mithyajnanena yuktasya. So the idea, the point is mithyajnanena yuktasya purushasya, of a person who is embedded in this mithyajnanam. Mithyajnanam is false knowledge. Why is he having false knowledge? Prakrutisthatva swarupena. Prakrutisthatva. He is in that prakriti. He is he has identified himself with that prakriti. Prakrutistha. Purusha prakrutistho hi bhunkte prakrutijan gunan. We saw earlier shloka. Prakrutistha means one who has identified himself with this body-mind complex. That is what is prakrutisthatvam. So because of that prakrutisthatvam, he is there embedded, entrenched in that prakriti. He is there entrenched in that body-mind complex. So with that man can only have a mithya jnana, because your vision, your outlook, your perspective depends on the place where you are located. If you are located at a higher place, you will have a broader vision. If you are located in the midst of a crowd, if you are located in say in the ground, then your vision also is just limited to just some surrounding area. If you are there sitting on a hillock, your vision is for a broader area. So that is the point. So this fellow he has bound himself in the body-mind complex. So naturally his vision is limited by his own vasanas, his own delimited thinking. So that is the point. Prakrutistatva swarupena mithya-jnanena yuktasya, for that man, bhogyeshu guneshu sukha dukkha mohatmakeshu. In all these gunas, guna here is there, he is referring to guna karya. He is not referring to gunas directly, but guna karya. What are those guna karya? Sukha, dukkha, mohatmakeshu, bhogyeshu. All these things which are being experienced. Bhogyeshu means those which become the subject matter for experience. Bhogyeshu, sukha, dukkha, mohatmakeshu. Things like sukha, there is something which gives you happiness, something which gives you unhappiness. So moha, something else deludes you. So these things, aham sukhi, aham dukhi, aham mudhaha. So this sort of experience a person is having every day. So a person is having sukhi by following this sattva guna, dukhi by continuously chasing and going after things. He is say ending in misery. So that is dukkha. Then moha, delusion. Another fellow who is following that sattva guna, tamo guna, he is getting into this delusion. So this is sukha, dukkha, mohatmakeshu, refers to the result of this sattva guna, rajo guna and tamo guna. In those three things, sukhi, dukhi, mudohamasmiti, ityevam rupaha yas sangaha. So this sangha, this attachment is of this nature, ityevam rupaha, sangaha. So this sangha we know, sangha means this attachment. Attachment is of this nature. I am happy, I am chasing this, I want to chase this, I want to get this. So he is in that constant state of anxiety. So that is it. Then tat karanam is tadeva karanam. That is the karanam. Tat karanam is tadeva karanam. That sangaha, that sangha or contact is the karanam. For what? Purushasya sadasadyoni janma prapta lakshanasya samsarasya. So for this samsara again there is an adjective. Sad asad yoni janma prapti lakshanasya. Where you are getting into some sad yoni, where you are getting into some asad yoni. Then again some big mixed thing also, sadasad yoni. So for all these things, sadasad yoni janma lakshanasya samsarasya karanam. This is the karanam. What? This sangha, this attachment is the karanam for a person getting into various types of wombs. Iti samasena purvadhyaye yaduktam, that has been told. Samasena means in brief. Purvadhyaye yaduktam. Samasa we know. Samasa means brief, brevity. Samasa, we know the 2-3 words being brought into one. It is called a samasa. Samasanam, samasaha. 2-3 words coming together is called samasa. The opposite of samasa is vyasa. Vyasa means elaborate. That is why Vyasa is called. It can also be a title because he has to elaborate. He has to take some point of dharma and then he has to elaborately write on that. So that is why he is called a Vyasa. So that is why in our student days we also say, get the questions, Vyasam, write a Vyasam on this thing. Vyasam means what? Elaborate. So that is it. So samasena yaduktam tadiha, the same thing here, Sattvam Rajas Tama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha iti arabhya. The same thing which was told in the earlier chapter in a different way, in this chapter it has been told through the point of view, from the point of view of this Sattva guna, Rajo guna and Tamo guna. Sattvam Rajas Tama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibaddhananti mahabaho, etc. etc. So iti arabhya guna swarupam, guna vruttam. So the guna swarupam has been told. Guna swarupam means the nature of these gunas. Guna vruttam. Vruttam means the activities. The activities which are caused by these three gunas. Then swavruttena cha gunanam bandhakatvam. The binding nature of these say gunas because of their vruttena. Vruttena means by their activities how they are binding a human being. Swavruttena cha gunanam bandhakatvam. Bandhakatvam means the binding nature. The binding nature of these gunas because of their activities. Then guna vrutta nibaddhasya cha purushasya ya gatihi. What is the gati? What is the ultimate destiny for him? So what is in store for him? For whom? Guna vrutta nibaddhasya purushasya. For the person who is bound. Nibaddha. Nibaddha means bound. Nitaram baddhaha. So he is nibaddhasya. Nibaddhasya purushasya. Nibaddha by what? Guna vrutta. He is bound by this guna vrutta, by the activities of these gunas. A person who is bound by the activities of these gunas, what is in store for him? All these things, ityetat sarvam, all this, what is this? Mithya jnanam, ajnana moolam cha bandhakaranam. So then all this is because of this mithya jnanam, ajnana moolam, where ajnana is the moolam, it is the root cause for all these things, that is the bandhakaranam. Vistarena Uktva, having told all this disease. Suppose you go to a doctor, there is a big diagnosis, and then he gives you so many sheets, all the diagnosis, your lipid profile and some other profile, all the profiles are given. So he has given different profiles of, say, this various gunas. Vistarena Uktva, Adhuna, Samyak Darshanan Moksho Vaktavyaha. Now, by telling about this Samyak Darshana, what is the right vision? So earlier we all had that wrong vision and then we got into all this trouble. So now you are supposed to leave oil, you are supposed to leave this fat, you are supposed to leave all that and then get rid of this cholesterol. So that is what Samyak Darshanat Mokshaha Vaktavyaha. By telling about this Samyak Darshana, now this moksha, the freedom from all these things, moksha is freedom, liberation from all these things has to be Vaktavya, has to be told. Ityaha Bhagavan Nanyamiti. So this is the say avatarika for this shloka. Let us read this shloka. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram.
Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram.
Gunebhyah kartaram.
Gunebhyah kartaram.
Yada drashtanupashyati.
Yada drashtanupashyati.
Gunebhyascha param vetti.
Gunebhyascha param vetti.
Madbhavam sodhigacchati.
Madbhavam sodhigacchati.
So here, the right perspective, right drushti or right vision, what is the right vision? It is being told. But at the same time, you also note here that the Gita or Lord Krishna, he is not advocating total abandonment of duties. He is not asking for total abandonment of your action, abandonment of action. He is only asking you to change your perspective. You may pursue your actions, but then you have to change your perspective. So this is what is very much we have to note here. So here let us see the shloka first. Na anyam gunebhyah kartaram. Kartaram gunebhyah anyam na pashyati. The actor, karta is actor. Kartaram is dvitiya vibhakti for karta. Kartaram gunebhyah anyam na pashyati. Apart from this guna, there is no other actor. So that is it. Gunebhyah anyaha means somebody other than guna. There is nobody other than guna who is the karta. So that is the vision. Yada drashta anupashyati. Yada drashta, when this seer, when this thinker, when this seeker, let us say, drashta here of course it is used in the sense of jnani only, not seeker, is a jnani only. When the jnani realizes that Apart from the gunas, there is no other karta. Guna guneshu vartante. We have come across this earlier. It is the gunas which are the actor in the body. It is not say the self which is the actor, but it is the gunas which are the actor. So here gunebhyaha anyam kartaram yada na anupashyati. That means when he does not see any other actor other than the gunas. Is it clear? He does not see any other actor other than the gunas. Na anupashyati means guna drashta anupashyati. Anupashyati. You know the meaning of word anu also. Anu means after. After what? After vidya. Anupashyati means vidyanantaram. Anupashyati. Anupashyati is usually it implies that you have done some Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanebhyaha anu. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanebhyaha anu. Anu means after, paschat. Anupashyati. Paschat, pashyati. Above, after what? After this vidya. So then, gunebhyasya param vetti. And also, cha, gunebhyaha cha, and also gunebhyaha param veti. Param means something which is beyond those gunas. Param, something which is above those gunas, something that is something which is distinct, vyatiriktam, from those gunas. Then that which is a witness, that which is a sakshi for all these gunas. So when once he comes to that level of sakshi, of being a sakshi, then madbhavam saha adhigacchati. He attains me. He comes to my level. He comes to my stage. He comes to my, say, the divine self. So that is the meaning of madbhavam saha adhigacchati. So adhigacchati is saha adhigacchati. He attains. Adhigacchati means attains. So is this shloka clear?
Yes.
Gunebhyaha karta yada drashta, when the seeker, when the jnani, Gunebhyaha anyam kartaram na anupashyati. He does not see any other karta other than the gunas. That means it is the gunas which are the karta, not the self. So that is the meaning. So nanyam karyakarana vishayakara parinatebhyaha gunebhyaha.
Karyakarana vishayakara parinatebhyaha gunebhyaha.
So my book says karyakarana. Okay, it doesn't matter. विषयाकार परिणतेभ्यः गुणेभ्यः कर्तारम् अन्यं यदा द्रष्टा विद्वांसन् न अनुपश्यति गुणा एव सर्वावस्थाः सर्वकर्मणां कर्तारः इत्येवं पश्यति. Okay, so न अन्यं, not another. न अन्यं means not another one. So what this had to be connected like this. Gunebhyaha anyam na pashyati. The sentence is like that. Gunebhyaha anyam na pashyati. Apart from gunas, he does not see any other actor. So then what are these gunas? Karyakarana vishayakara parinatebhyaha. Your book says karyakarana. It does say karyakarana. Karana is say indriyas. Here karyakarana. Karyakarana also. Karyam is the body. Karanam is say the karya karana, yeah, karya karana, vishayakara parinatebhya, vishaya means all the external objects, all the karya karana and vishayakara parinatebhya means which have been transformed. All these gunas only, these three gunas only have manifested in the form of external objects, and also as the senses and all that which are the perceivers. The perceiver also is guna, the perceived thing also is guna, the perceived external object also is guna, the perceiver, that is the mind, and also the indriyas, they are also the the gunas. So the karya karana vishayakara parinatebhya gunebhya kartaram anyam na pashyati. Kartaram anyam, another karta. Something karta who is different from them, from these, na pashyati. It is this gunas which are everything. Yada drashta vidwan san, by being a vidwan, na anupashyati. So he does not see, anupashyati. Then gunaha eva sarvavasthaha. These gunas only, they constitute all our avastha. Sarva avasthaha means existing everywhere. This is all states of activity. Existing everywhere, all states of our activity. Sarva avastha. Avastha means a state of activity. Sarva avastha, not jagrada avastha, nidra avastha, swapna avastha. Here sarva avastha means all state of activity. Sarva avastha. Then sarva karmanam kartaraha. Sarva karmanam kartaraha ityevam pashyati. Kartaraha is now here plural. Gunaha kartaraha. Sarva karmanam kartaraha. These are the doers, these are the actors of all activities. Ityevam pashyati. He sees or he understands like that. Then gunebhyascha param.
Gunebhyascha param.
Gunavyapara sakshibhutam.
Gunavyapara sakshibhutam.
Vetti.
Vetti.
Madbhavam mama bhavam.
Madbhavam mama bhavam.
Sadrashta adhigacchati.
Sadrashta adhigacchati.
So gunebhyascha param. That is gunavyapara sakshibhutam. So gunebhyascha param means something which is distinct, something which is apart from these gunas. What is that? Gunavyapara sakshibhutam. So this Sakshi Chaitanya is something which is totally distinct from this. There is what is called Antahkarana Avachinna Chaitanyam. Then there is the Sakshi Chaitanya. This person, he has to realize that he is not our real self. He is not this Antahkarana body-mind complex. Our real self is that Sakshi. So when you identify yourself with that Sakshi, and from that Sakshi go beyond that Sakshi and then identify with the Shuddha Chaitanya, then Madbhavam Mama Bhavam Sadrashta Adhigacchati. He attains my state. Sadrashta, that particular Jnani, he attains my state. Then Katham Adhigacchati Ityuchyate.
Katham adhigacchati ityuchyate.
How does he attain? Katham adhigacchati. How does he attain? Iti. Gunan etanati tyatrin.
Gunan etanati tyatrin.
Dehi deha samudbhavan.
Dehi deha samudbhavan.
Janma mrityu jara dukkaihi.
Janma mrityu jara dukkaihi.
Vimukto mrutamashnuте.
Vimukto mrutamashnute.
So this Janma mrityu jara dukkaihi vimuktaha. So here we are talking about a Jivan Mukta. This particular shloka is talking about a Jivan Mukta. Gunan etan atitya trin. So having transcended, having gone beyond. Atitya means having gone beyond. Atitya. Ingatav. So atitya, having gone beyond these three gunan. Gunan, etan, atitya. Etan, gunan, atitya means having gone beyond these three gunas. These three, Dehi means the person who had identified himself with this body, mind, complex, etc. Dehi, Deha Samudbhavan. These are Deha Samudbhava, means these are the cause for the origin of the body. These three gunas, not born from the body. Deha Samudbhava does not mean they are not born from the body. These are the cause for this body, which are the cause for this Deha. Deha Samudbhavaha, Deha Samudbhavaha Yasmat. So Deha Samudbhavan, that is which though these gunas which are the cause for this Deha, then having gone beyond these three gunas, then what happens? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkaihi. From all these things, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkaihi, from all these things, Vimuktaha. Vimuktaha means having been liberated. That is, which means we are talking about somebody who is alive, and then who is liberated, which means it is a question of Jivan Mukti. So Jivan Muktaha, Amrutam Ashnute. Amrutam Ashnute means he attains that immortality. Immortality means the awareness of immortality, the awareness that his self is something which is immortal. That is immortality, isn't it? Not immortality for the body. It is immortality, that is awareness of immortality about his own self. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, next. Gunan etan. Gunan etan.
Gunan etan.
Yathoktan.
Yathoktan.
Atitya jivanneva atikramya.
Atitya jivanneva atikramya.
Mayopadhi bhutan strin.
Mayopadhibhutan strin.
Dehi Deha Samudbhavan Dehotpatti Bija Bhutan.
Deha Samudbhavan Dehotpatti Bija Bhutan.
Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkaihi.
जन्म मृत्यु जरा दुःखैः
जन्म च मृत्युश्च जरा च दुःखानि च तैः
जन्म च मृत्युश्च जरानि च
जरा च दुःखानि च तैः
जरा च दुःखानि च तैः
जीवन्नेव विमुक्तः सन्
जीवन्नेव विमुक्तः सन्
विद्वान् अमृतमश्नुते
विद्वान् अमृतमश्नुते
एवं मद्भावमधिगच्छति
एवं मद्भावम् अधिगच्छति
इत्यर्थः.
इत्यर्थः.
Okay, only one line is finished. Gunan etan. Etan means these gunas. Yathoktan, which have been told earlier. Atitya means atikramya, having gone beyond. How? Jivanneva atikramya, which means you have to do a lot of practice. We have to do a lot of, because all these things, they are for sadhana. We should always remember that say what all has been told say in this sadhana shatka is basically for the equation of the tat and tvam. So if this tvam has to become that tat, then a lot of practice has to be there, a lot of sadhana. We have to get rid of a lot of impurities. So for all these things, jivanneva. So there is no question of sadhana after the fall of the body. So jivanneva atikramya, having gone beyond. What are these gunas? Mayopadhi bhutan. Maya upadhi, what is this? Maya upadhi bhutan. That is, these are the upadhis. These are the upadhis for Maya. Mayopadhi bhutan. These are the upadhis for Maya. Upadhi means just as a pot is an upadhi for clay. Pot is there, clay is there. Clay is the upadana karanam. This is an upadhi. The pot can be an upadhi, some other lid can be an upadhi, or 100 other varieties of other products. They are all the upadhis for one single substance called clay, isn't it? So here these are the upadhis for Maya. Maya is having so many upadhis. All our bodies are also upadhis. So Mayopadhi bhutan, we have to realize that these are all upadhis for Maya. Mayayaha upadhi bhutan. Then treen, these three gunas are upadhi bhutan plus treen becomes, there is a sakara there. Mayopadhi bhutan streen. There is no stri here. Upadhi bhutan plus treen, there is a sakara which comes. Dehi, that particular being, that embodied being, there is a bigger word called embodied being, dehi. Then deha samudbhavan, dehotpatti bija bhutan. Deha samudbhavan means for dehotpatti, these are the bija. Bija means karana. This is the karana. Karana bhutan. Bija bhutan means karana bhutan. This is the karana. This is the cause for the origin of this body. This arising, origin of this body. Then having realized that janma mrityu jara dukkaihi, janma cha mrityuscha jara cha dukkhani cha taihi. From all these things, say janma is birth, mrityu is death, then jara is old age, dukkhani cha lot many miseries during this tenure. From all these things, taihi jivan eva vimuktaha san. While being alive, he is liberated, vimuktaha. He gets rid of all these things. Then vidwan amrutam ashnute. Vidwan means a jnani. Amrutam ashnute. Evam read this. Evam madbhavam adhigacchati. When all these things are gone, then what else is remaining? This chaitanyamsya, whatever is the lakshyartha. This lakshyartha of tvam is the same as lakshyartha of tat. So when you get rid of all these vachyartha substances, then whatever is remaining, that lakshyartha of tat tvam is chaitanya. Then lakshyartha of tat also is chaitanya. You are equating this tvam and tat. So madbhavam adhigacchati. So he attains me. Then let us read Jivanneva Gunan Atitya Amrutamashnuте iti Prashna Bijam Pratilabhya Arjuna Uvacha. So there is a Prashna Bijam. There is a cause for a question for Arjuna. Prashna Bijam is a cause for Prashna. Prashna Bijam. There is a cause. There is a provocation for a question. Why? Because Jivanneva Gunanatitya Amrutamashnute. So that is what Lord Krishna said. A person, a jnani, while being alive, he attains that Amrutam, he attains that immortality by getting over these three gunas. So that is what was told. So then now Arjuna is inquisitive. to know as to what are the characteristics. How do you recognize such a man? How do you recognize such a person? What are the indications? What are the indications? What are the ways in which you can detect such a person? So that is the question here. Then Kai Uvacha Kairiti. Let us read the shloka. Arjuna Uvacha Kairlingai Strin Gunanetan Atito Bhavati Prabho Kimacharah Katham Chaitan Trin Gunanati Vartate. So, hey Prabho, O Lord, this is something similar to the earlier shloka, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya Keshava. So, we saw that. What are the characteristics of this Sthita Prajna? Who is there in that samadhi? So, that is it. Then this is something similar. Kaihi lingaihi trin gunan etan atitaha bhavati. So, trin gunan etan atitaha kair lingaihi bhavati. You follow, you divide it in that way. Trin gunan etan atitaha. Atitaha means the one who has gone beyond. The one who has gone beyond these three gunas. Kaihi lingaihi bhavati. With what symptoms? With what indications? Not symptom, with all indication, let us say. What are the signs? Linga is a sign. The very word linga is a sign, an indication. The meaning of linga is lingyate anena iti lingam. That is that which something is known by that, is indicated by that. So that is why it is called an indicator, a sign. So that is the thing. So kaihi lingaihi bhavati. So with what indications will he be there? Trin gunan etan atitaha, that is the subject. Trin gunan etan atitaha means the one who has gone beyond these three gunaha. Kair lingaihi bhavati. With what indications? What are the signs of that gentleman? Hey Prabho. Then kimacharaha. What type of activity? How exactly does he conduct himself? Kim acharaha. Acharaha means acharati. Acharati. That is a person who conducts himself. So that is what is the achara. Where he how he conducts himself. Okay, he may be a jnani, but how is he dealing? Is he following normal rules, or is he going beyond rules? Is he doing any adharmic activities also? So that also has to be known, isn't it? A person who goes beyond these three gunas, is he behaving like a normal man, or is he behaving, indulging in all types of erratic behavior? What is his behavior? Then kimacharaha. Katham cha etan trin gunan ativartate. Katham cha, and also how. Cha is how, and katham, how, katham cha. Etan plus trin, etan strin, again stri has come. Etan trin, that is these three gunan, ativartate, goes beyond. Ativartate, atitya vartate. Atitya means having gone beyond, vartate. How he conducts himself, having gone beyond these three gunas. So that is the shloka. Where is it? Jivanneva. This line we read. Kair lingaihi chinhaihi.
Kair lingaihi chinhaihi.
Trin etan. Vyakhyatan gunan. Atitaha atikrantaha. Bhavati prabho. Kimacharaha ka asya acharaha. No. Kaha asya acharaha iti kimacharaha. Katham kenacha prakarena etan strin gunan ativartate. Okay. So kaihi lingaihi chinhaihi. Chinha means indication. Linga, chinha, chihna also is an indication. Kaish lingaihi, kaish chinhaihi. Trin etan. These three gunan. Vyakhyatan. Vyakhyatan means those which have been commented upon. Vyakhyatan. Which have been commented upon, which have been elaborated earlier. These three gunan. Atitaha atikrantaha. Atita means one who goes beyond. A person who goes beyond. How does he stay? Kaihi lingaihi bhavati. With what indications is he there? Hey Prabho. Then kimacharaha. Kimachara meaning is kaha asya acharaha iti kimacharaha. what is the what are the activities? So there again one commentator, Anandagiri writes, Yatheshta chesta vyavrutyartham prashnantaram kimachara iti. So he is also curious. This particular kimachara is say inserted here. This word kimachara. He is also asking about what is his conduct. Basically, to know whether he can indulge in any yatheshtacharanam. Yatheshtacharanam means yatha ishtam acharanam. Yatheshtacharanam. That is in whatever manner you like. Sometimes you may follow law, you may not follow law, you break all types of rules. So that is unethical, immoral conduct. So does he indulge in all those things? So in order to vyavrutyartham, that is yatheshta chesta vyavrutyartham, in order to exclude or eliminate, vyavrutti means elimination, in order to eliminate that sort of possibility, so he is using this word kimacharaha, only to eliminate the possibility or eliminate the understanding rather, eliminate the understanding that gunatita. Gunatita is a person who has gone beyond. A gunatita, to eliminate the idea that a gunatita can even behave in an immoral way, in order to eliminate that idea, in order to exclude that idea, this point is put. Kimacharaha. Then katham kena prakarena etan gunantri nati vartate. Katham means kena prakarena. In what manner? What is the practice which is needed? What is the vision that is needed? What is the understanding that is needed? With which these three gunas he can go beyond. Then gunatitasya lakshanam gunatitattvopayam cha arjunena prushtah asmin shloke prashnadvayartham prativachanam bhagavan uvacha yattavat kairlingair yukto gunatito bhavati tachsrunushva prakashamiti. Okay, so gunatitasya lakshanam. So he asked about two things. Arjuna asked about two things. What is gunatitasya lakshanam? What are the indications? What is the definition? Lakshana literally means a definition. How do you define a gunatita? What are the indications? How does he look like? Then gunatitatva upayam. Upayam means the means to become a gunatita, the way, the sadhana which is required to become a gunatita. So he has asked two questions in the earlier shloka. That is, one is, what are the indications? How do you detect or how do you identify such a person? Then katham cha ativartate. How is it that he goes beyond? Two things he has asked. So gunatitasya lakshanam gunatitatva upayam cha arjunena prushtah asmin shloke. Prashnadvayartham. There are two queries made by Arjuna. Then prativachanam bhagavan uvacha. Lord Krishna is giving a reply. Yattavat kairlingaihi yuktah gunatitah bhavati tachshrunusva. Tachshrunusva. Initially, yattavat means to start with kairlingaihi yukto gunatito bhavati. What are the indications? That indications Lord Krishna is telling in this shloka. Is the time over? 2 minutes. I think we can read the shloka. Shri Bhagavan uvacha prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava nadveshti sampravruttani na nivruttani kankshati. So the person who has gone beyond these three gunas, he is a witness. Number one, he is in that Sakshi Chaitanya. He is a witness to what all goes on in this body-mind complex. So such a person, prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva. Whatever it is, even a jnani sometimes may get deluded. That is the meaning here. Prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha. Whatever phases, whatever states of mind he undergoes. Prakasha is that state of nirmalatvam which is favorable for knowledge, prakasham cha. Then pravrittim cha, all these activities which take place in the body. Then mohameva cha, sometimes some sort of wrong understandings, mohameva cha. Then na dveshti sampravruttani. He does not like something which is sampravrittam. Sampravrittam means samyak pravruddham. Samyak pravrittam. Sam plus pravrittam. Samyak pravruddham is that which has clearly manifested. Something which has befallen rather. Something which has befallen, something which has happened, So he does not hate. Na nivruttani kanshati. Nivrutta means something which has gone away. Nivrutti we know. Something which has gone away. Na kankshati. So that means something which is bad, which is now currently going on, he does not hate. Something good which has gone away, he doesn't again desire. So he is totally neutral. He is neutral to something which is good which has happened to him, or something which is bad which has happened to him. So that is the meaning here. That is, even hating a thing. Hating a thing means what does it mean? Hating a thing means you have not gone beyond that raga dvesha. Even hating a thing, he has not gone beyond the three gunas. It shows that he has not gone beyond the three gunas. So a person who has gone beyond the three gunas, he is totally above all these things. He watches all these activities as a witness. Let us read in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti